Good morning. How the devil are you doing this fine day? Me? Still dreading the day that someone finally recognises my incompetence and general lack of talent and insists that I get a real job, but thanks for asking. Our show today is absolutely filled to bursting point with demolition and construction creamy goodness. So without further ado, let's roll that intro and get this show on the road. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host, Mark Anthony. It's Monday, the 16th of August, and as that confused looking guy just said, welcome to the Breakfast Show. I am your host, Mark Anthony. In today's show, the high and the human cost of tool theft in the capital, the mental health lessons that need to be learned from the Plymouth tragedy, how to speak construction, and we find out who's buying Northerntrack attachments. If you've got any comments about this or anything else for that matter, leave them in the chat and I'll get to them just as soon as I can. But first, let's find out which famous folks were born unto the world on this day in history.
Happy birthday!
And it's many happy returns to T.E. Lawrence, better known to the world as Lawrence of Arabia, to Jaws actress Lorraine Gray. My husband tells me you're in Sharks. If you know, you know. Happy birthday also to Titanic film director James Cameron and to the Material Girl herself, Madonna. Happy birthday also to Sir Trevor McDonald, to TV personality Ulrika Johnson, and to Scottish comedian Frankie Boyle. Many happy returns to them, one and all. And while we're in congratulatory mood, well done to the mighty West Ham, who journeyed to the frozen northeast and returned with 3 points, having defeated Newcastle yesterday. And that, my friends, is how you start a football season. Almost £57,000 worth of tools were stolen each day in 2020, according to data from the Metropolitan Police. Tool theft has cost tradesmen in London more than £38 million in the last 2 years and £17.5 million in 2020 alone, the Metropolitan Police data revealed. As the construction industry attempts to recover from lockdown, As the construction industry attempts to recover from lockdown bans on non-essential work, new data shows there were 28,338 individual tool thefts reported, and that was across London, and that was from 2019 up to May 2021. Barnet, Enfield, Ealing, Waltham Forest and Haringey are the 5 boroughs where figures were the highest, with thefts in Barnet accounting for nearly 15% of the total. By contrast, Merton, Richmond upon Thames, Hammersmith and Fulham, Kensington and Chelsea and Kingston upon Thames suffered the lowest number of tool thefts. The findings collated by London plant hire specialist Hart's Tools came from a Freedom of Information request to the Metropolitan Police. The data reveals that the impact of tool theft on livelihoods, the cost of the crime, and the most affected areas in London. Thieves are apparently 10 times more likely to steal powered hand tools than non-powered hand tools, with 32,067 taken from 2019 to 2021, compared to just 2,993 non-powered hand tools. Only 1% of those powered hand tools were recovered, underlining the need to prevent the theft in the first place. Stefano Lobban, director of Hart's Tools, said it's been a tough couple of years for tradesmen and people working in construction, with COVID-19 really restricting their ability to work. The last thing they need is their tools being stolen, but this new data shows just how common that reality is, particularly in the capital. Unfortunately, thieves are often attracted to high price items like powered hand tools. Of course, when these items are stolen, it's even harder for tradesmen to replace them due to the high cost. We just hope that people take these new figures as a warning and make sure they're vigilant. Now, coincidentally, this weekend I saw on my LinkedIn feed a post from a recruitment company that had been approached for labouring work by a qualified and experienced carpenter who was now unable to ply his usual trade because his tools had been stolen. As that post stated, the man had spent thousands of pounds on tools so that he can provide for his family. Thousands of pounds mastering his trade and earning the required qualifications, and now has suffered thousands of pounds in lost earnings. That LinkedIn post ends, "You're not stealing a piece of equipment, you're stealing someone's livelihood. The punishment needs to start reflecting this." And I honestly cannot agree with that anymore if I tried.
The Miller GT series heralds a new era of unrivaled power and cutting-edge intelligent coupler technology, increasing job site safety, machine versatility, and productivity. It's the added versatility that you need at the value you can afford. To find out more, visit millergroundbreaking.com.
Right, I'm about to stray into extremely sensitive waters, so before I do so, let me state this for the record. The horrific events that took place in Plymouth last week, in which 5 innocent people were brutally killed, is a tragedy. I personally hope that the perpetrator, Jake Davison, burns in hell for all eternity. But, and even saying but leaves a bad taste in my mouth, Jake Davison was reportedly a crane operator. He was one of construction's own. Now, we live in an age when it is considered fashionable to vilify the police. The fact that the police reinstated Davison's gun licence, having previously revoked it, certainly doesn't look good. Despite that, one person, and one person alone, was responsible here. But while we're looking at the events that led up to this tragedy, perhaps we should all look just a little closer to home. Davison was quite clearly a very troubled man. Prior to his deadly attack, he had posted YouTube videos that spoke of mass shootings. How did he keep all of this from his colleagues and his workmates? Were there no signs that he was a man on the edge? During both of my bouts of depression, which I've talked about extensively here, a doctor asked me the very same question, both times. Do you believe you're a danger to yourself or to anyone else? Now, on both occasions, my answer was a categorical no. Thankfully, I never fell that far. Now, I'm no expert, but that question alone suggests that depression or mental health issues can manifest themselves in one of 2 directions, internally or externally. Now, in all the discussions about mental health issues within the construction industry, we focused upon that internal manifestation in the form of suicide. But I don't recall anyone ever talking about the externalisation of such issues. Oh sure, we've all seen videos of digger drivers rampaging through buildings they helped to build over a non-payment, a cheating spouse, or some other perceived slight. But what if those rampages had been aimed at people rather than property? In the wrong hands and under the control of a troubled mind, an excavator or a wheel loader could be every bit as deadly as a shotgun. Nothing good can come from a tragedy as horrific as this, particularly as it involved the death of an innocent 3-year-old child. So let me reiterate, Jake Davison was a monster. I hope his self-inflicted end was as mentally and physically painful as possible. But there must surely be lessons to be learned. Lessons about gun ownership and licensing. Lessons about social media monitoring, and lessons about recognising and reporting mental health concerns before they spiral out of control. Most importantly, my thoughts are with the families and friends of all the victims. Construction is an industry, a calling and a lifestyle, and it's a sector with a language all its own. That often colourful language has been beautifully captured in a new YouTube video that I'm about to show you. This video was actually produced in the US, but I think we could all identify with its contents.
Hey boss, sorry I'm a little late, not really my fault though. Daughter had a nightmare climbing in the bed, kicked me in the old twig and berries, you know. Meat and potatoes, rod and reel, bait and tackle. Yeah, tough. We would have had this done last week if the electricians would have got here on time. How hard is it to just tie some wires together? Endless lunch breaks is all they do all week. You know, I'd already be at home right now, sitting in my chair, drinking an ice cold beer. Those plumbers would have showed up on time today. Thanks for showing up late, guys. Oh, I'm moving slow. It's hot out. I'm cooking like a rotisserie chicken out here. How do you expect me to get this done today? And it's not my fault either. I'm working with Tackle Box. He's been here 6 months. He doesn't even know what a board stretcher is. Tackle Box, you find that board stretcher yet? See, it's not my fault. Yep, once again, pull the nail gun out of the truck again. I swear to God, that gun, son of a bitch, just wasn't working. Look in there, no nails. So I had to go up to the god hardware store and grab some nails. Those son of a bitch hardware store are sitting on their ass. What sorry is paying those guys? I said you, and I walked out of there, but yeah, he's a good guy. He says one more word, I am going to just tackle him into the hole. I've had it. I'm quitting next week. I swear to God, I'm not going to work next week. I'm finally going to quit. It's the last straw. I've had it. All right, well, I got to head out of here. I'll see you next week. You know what? I'm getting drunk tonight. I'm not coming in tomorrow. I'm going to have 105 beers. I'm going to drink them dry, Busch Light. You won't even see me. You know, if that homeowner shows up again today and tries to tell us what to do, I'm going to tell him right to his face to off. No, I'm sick of him bossing us around. He doesn't know what he's doing. Hey, Jim, how's it going, man? Yeah, your home's coming along good. Yeah, he is doing that wrong. Hey, you're doing it wrong. I'll take care of that. You know what you're talking about. Hey, homeowner said you're doing that wrong. Oh, you want me just to tell him to off to his face? I'm not doing that. That's the system. Now we're cooking with gas. Yeah, good morning. Living the dream, one nightmare at a time. Yeah, that looks pretty good. If you stand back and squint. Here, let me fix that. That's about as crooked as a question mark. Rick, you move any slower, the vultures are gonna get you. Yeah, that's good enough for the girls I date. Ah, that's tighter than a, what is that?
Skeeter's butt.
That's tighter than a skeeter's butt. Nah, I can't do this. Guys, a lot of the construction sayings are just not appropriate for the internet. We're trying to PG it up. We're trying to write Goodfellas for the Disney Channel right now. This is tough. You work construction, you know all the sayings that everyone says. Stuff can't be said on the internet like, God, I'm out here just sweating like and can't say that on the internet. We'll just bleep that out. Part of working construction. A bunch of old guys working outside, sweating, saying weird stuff all day long.
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
I honestly think I've heard all of those. What do Keltbury and the late great Prince have in common? Yep, they both like themselves a bit of purple. A Northerntrack CP80 pulverizer has probably just landed at Ferrybridge Power Station, where it will be used for heavy steel and concrete dismantling, handling and crushing. According to Northerntrack, this unit has been supplied with an additional pin sleeve that will allow it to be used on both a Cat 390 and a Kobelco SK850. Congratulations to Keltbury on its latest purchase, and to Andy Hare and the team over at Northerntrack for securing this latest order. Fifth Avenue in York, as opposed to the rather more famous Fifth Avenue in New York, is about to get 48 new apartments in a £6 million project for client the Helmsley Group. Clegg Group is thought to be in contention for the new build element of the works, but before they can place a shovel in the ground, a demolition contractor will be required to pave the way, removing the existing building that currently resides on the site. To find out more about this project lead and countless more just like it, head on over to buildersconference.co.uk.
Sorry to interrupt the guy with the funny glasses, but if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button as it helps our channel. Or, better still, share this video with a friend or a colleague. Thank you. Right, back to Beardy.
Right, that's pretty much it for this morning's show. I will roll the outro in just a second before hopping over to the chat to see what's cooking today. I'll also be back here tomorrow, same time, same place, for more of this old stuff and nonsense. But until then, have a great day. Look after yourself, your family, your friends and your colleagues, and thanks for watching.